Marie Colvin was a well-known and hugely respected foreign correspondent who spent time in conflict zones. She wore a distinctive eye patch, the result of an injury when a grenade exploded while reporting in Sri Lanka. She was killed in Homs in 2012, the early days of the Syrian civil war. Now, a new lawsuit lodged in court in Washington, D.C. alleges she was deliberately targeted by senior Syrian government figures.
The documents that we're submitting into evidence illustrate that the regime, really at the highest level, had adopted a policy of launching joint military and intelligence operations against media workers and their sources. So this included both foreign journalists, Syrian journalists, media activists, even everyday Syrians that were, recording a demonstration on their cell phone.
Colvin was an American citizen. She was buried near where she grew up in New York State. Her family are behind the lawsuit. Foreign governments normally can't be sued in US civil court, but there are exceptions for countries designated by the State Department as sponsor of terrorism. Syria is currently on that list. Her sister says she thinks of Marie every day.
So we filed the lawsuit as soon as we could collect enough evidence to prove that Marie had been targeted. And I really did that. One of the motivations was personal, like I just talked about, but I also wanted to bring attention to the suffering of the Syrian people for all the pain that my family's gone through. There are thousands and thousands of Syrians who have suffered in the same way.
One of the key pieces of the lawsuit is the testimony from a former Syrian intelligence agent codenamed Ulysses, who confirmed the idea of targeting Colvin was discussed and agreed at the highest level. Among those also lodging testimony with the court, former US Ambassador to Syria, Robert Ford.
It is important to record in a thorough judicial manner the kinds of repressive acts, the kinds of war crimes that the Syrian government committed.
The family is hoping there will be no hearing and the judge will simply make a recommendation for damages against the Syrian state. The only reaction from Damascus, Syrian President Bashar al-Assad once said, Marie Colvin got what she deserved. Alan Fisher, Al Jazeera, Washington.